to the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast.
Welcome back to the Mindbender Mental Performance Podcast, the only podcast that former Licey baseball great Mr. Byron Ace himself says makes players fuerta en la cabeza. El lugar es aquí, el momento es ahora. Wherever you are, the place is here, and the time is now. From the clouds to the dirt, one episode at a time. It's about showing up, being present, and knocking down the mental and oftentimes emotional barriers that get in the way of consistent and confident performance execution. Buckle up, you ghouls and goblins, because today we're getting into the 10 pillars of mental performance mastery, the bread and butter of how we go from good to great and get the most out of our performance. Close the gap from where you are to where you want to be. These are the essential foundational skills that you can lean on, whether it's the bottom of the ninth or mile 26. And trust me, this isn't about any speech. It's more about the system. No fancy tricks or hacks. Not here. We're talking about the gritty, because gritty beats pretty and toughness beats talent. No bullshit fundamentals. The mental muscles that keep us locked in when it matters most. Because the best teams play the best when it means the most. The best teams and players. And oftentimes the best team doesn't win. The team that plays the best wins. First things first, let's talk about the 3 rules of engagement. These are like your warm-up drills for your mind, setting the stage before you even start training or playing. Each rule brings you back to one goal, getting fully locked in, being where your feet are, fully present over perfect, fully engaged, because that's the truth. If you're not here right now, then you're not in the game, period. So the 3 rules of engagement are, we're going to vary energy levels. Here's the deal. The best players don't run hot all the time. It's like a wave. You're on, you're off. You're on, you're off. They vary the energy like a thermostat, not a damn light switch. There's a balance. You've got to know when to dial it up and when to bring it down. And that's all about awareness. The cornerstones of my coaching philosophy, awareness, strategy, plan. If you're on all the time, you're going to burn out. Varying your energy levels keeps you in control. And if we want to be in control of our performance, we first must be in control of ourselves. So when it's time to lock in and hold steady, it's what lets you unleash that. 30-second rule is a lifesaver. You don't have to focus for hours. You just need to lock in for 30 seconds at a time. So wherever that is, you can give yourself 30 seconds to turn the light bulb into a laser, get locked in, reset, and go all in. And don't just say it, mean it. Tell yourself all in. Crossing the barrier, locked in. And don't just say it, mean it. Each time you refocus for those 30 seconds, you're training yourself to stay present and locked in without the mental drain, without the decision fatigue. It's simple, not easy, but it is effective. Thank you, Blake at Moxie Multisport, for the bottle. Title sponsor of the program today. As well as Martis Camp Plastic Cups, secondary title sponsor of the program. Callbacks are like your mental angers. So when I say check in, it's not just a question. When we say check in, and then I got the guy saying all in, right? It's a command. You need to check where you're at and then commit. Check in, all in. And I mean all in, 100%. Nothing held back. Every time you hear check in and you call back all in, it's a wake-up call, a reminder to reset, refocus, re-engage. This isn't just about being present. It's about being relentlessly, intensely present. These 3 rules, if you apply them right, get you locked in that flow state, in that zone where you're not only physically there, but mentally unfuckwithable. They make sure you're ready for whatever the game throws at you, one breath, one pitch at a time, one moment at a time. You are the one-armed bricklayer from Baghdad, laying the brick wall, one brick at a time. So what are the 10 pillars of mental performance mastery? Number 1 is elite mindset. This is the linchpin and not Terrence Howard's linchpin. This is the linchpin, the main vein. Without it, you'll keep second guessing yourself, wondering if you've got the mental toughness. Nobody's born with mental toughness. It's something that you learn. It's not some gift, it's grit. Gritty beats pretty, toughness beats talent. Developing an elite mindset means you see failure as fuel, as lessons, setbacks as setups for comebacks. Number 2, motivation and commitment. Half-assing, not an option. All in or in the way. If you're not committed, pack it up. True motivation lies right in the middle of relentless commitment to your vision and action. Got to have a strong bias towards action. Number 3, focus and awareness. Every time you step up, check where your head's at. The best players are laser focused on each pitch, each swing, each second. Ask the Yankees last night. Were they completely locked in? Tough one. Number 4, self-control and discipline. Want it? Prove it. Control your impulses. Have mission, visions, and principles in place. Have above and below the line behaviors in place. Rein in the distractions. Reduce the decision fatigue. Stop, jack, and sleep by the internal doom rot of scrolling through the gram or TikTok. Show some discipline. Show some self-control. The most important word there, self. Number 5, process over outcome. This is huge. Outcomes come when you focus on the daily grind, the process. Work to a standard, not a scoreboard, right? So, process over outcome, present over perfect. Start competing, stop comparing. Stop expecting and start executing on what's important now. If you want to win, what's important now? Ask yourself that. Meditation and mental imagery. Number 6, train your brain to see it before it happens. We always talk about this. Things happen twice, first in our mind, then in reality. Visualization is the silent work that becomes very loud success, right? So mental imagery is seeing yourself perform and execute at your best. Meditation is where we lock in, calm down, learn how to focus, get to our performance breath, get still. Number 7, routines and habits of excellence. You don't wake up being the man. The master must be willing to look the fool. You craft it, one routine at a time, one habit at a time. Excellence isn't something that you catch. It doesn't happen by accident. It's something you build daily with intention. Number 8, time management and organization. Got to get your shit organized. I'm talking to myself too. There's always room to tighten it up. Hang around Ichabod Kane for a fucking few seconds and you'll see how loose and the cracks in your foundation. 168 hours in a week. Use them wisely. Google Calendar and time blocks aren't just for nerds. They're for winners. And as my boy Ichabod Kane likes to say, winging it, Kowalski, is for fucking losers. Number 9, leadership. Lead yourself first. You cannot give that which you do not have. You got to be recertifying. Get yourself in the game. Nobody wants to fucking work out getting trained by the fat trainer. Be the model. Number 10, culture. A plus S plus GOYA equals R. Ability plus strategy plus get off your ass equals results. It's a strategy game, not a talent game. Life is a strategy game, not a talent game. Because hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. The best never coast. They get after it. Let's talk about the 3 steps to maximum growth. Now that we've laid the 10 pillars out, let's break down how to grow all these little pillars around us and build this beautiful Parthenon foundation of mental fortitude. Number 1, total immersion, learning experience. We're diving in with both feet, drinking from the fire hose because you can't half-ass growth. Go all in. Number 2, space repetition, doing a little a lot. We talk about the magic penny. Would you want $3 million cash right now in a Louis Vuitton backpack or maybe a duffel bag? It's not going to fit in a backpack. Or a penny that doubles every day for 31 days. The penny's over, I believe, $10.7 million at the end of 31 days. So, but check the math on that. There's no quants over here at the Mindbender Mental Performance podcast. Again, that's quantitatives. There's no quants over here being able to run the mathematics on that. And I'm a public schooled Polish Mexican, so of course I'm not gonna say that's approximation there. All right, so here we go. Spaced reps, right? This is where the tools like we use with Habit Share, our success checklist, and come into play. We've got to track it. We can't manage what we don't measure, and measurement is motivation. If you brush your teeth once a week, your breath is going to smell. You've got to do it every single day. Number 3, accountability, partner, and growth plan, right? I like to chop that up. Accountability partners 3, growth plan 4. Get someone to ride your ass if you slack off. Accountability is a game changer. When I have all of my habits that are in Habit Share and I've got, 50 other people looking at it, I know I need to be held accountable to check those off. If I do it, I mark it green. If I miss it, I mark it red. If I skip it, I mark it gray. Very simple. The app is free. Dial in and hit me up on there. KowalskiMichael1@gmail.com. My phone number's right there. Hit me up. Friend me on Habit Share and let's get it going. Let's talk about the 4-step goal formula, right? We have to set our intention, number 1, using a mission, vision, and principle. You have to clarify what your mission is, what your mission is, what your vision is, and what core principles you live by. And of course, your above and below the line behaviors. So then you're standing guard at the door of my mind, and it is, that's above the line or that's below the line, Kowalski. And then I make my decision. Number 2, you got to schedule it. Time block. Google Calendar should be your new best friend, or whatever you use. Just use something. Number 3, measure it, right? Can't manage what we don't measure. Numbers don't lie. Success checklist, Habit Share, AM and PM journalings, performance execution routines, well, better, how. Number 4, reflect and refocus, right? End of each week, we're doing a well, better, how. We're doing a start, stop, continue. What did I need? What am I doing well? What can I be doing better, and how am I going to do it? What do I need to start doing? What do I need to stop doing? What should I continue doing? Adjust as you need to. How about the 4 stages of buy-in? Number 1, not for me. Number 2, okay for others. Number 3, I'll try it. Number 4, I can't believe I did it any other way. I've seen all the stages. I've seen them all the damn time. But once they hit that last stage, there's no going back. And that's where we're heading next. On the next episode, we're diving straight into pillar number 1, elite mindset, in more detail. Without it, you'll keep floundering around, like Nemo. You want to be Nemo? Or you want to be a baller? Thinking you're not cut out for greatness, right? Purpose-driven lies, but with it, setbacks become setups for comebacks. Failure becomes fuel. Everything becomes a learning and a growing experience, and your potential skyrockets. Para mis jugadores latinos, más línea, más vida. Hasta las próximos recuerdos. Si quieres ser un jugador disciplinado, comprometido y preparado en el futuro, empiezas esa mierda hoy. Se necesita lo que se necesita y lo mejor está por venir. Until next time, remember, if you want to be a disciplined, committed, and prepared ball player in the future, you start that shit today. It fucking takes what it takes. And you already know the best is yet to come.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.